Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Falling Skies Fan Podcast, brought to you by Tiger Prince Entertainment. I'm your host, Hank Davis, and joining me on the line, he is my co-host and partner in crime. He's Alex Cruz. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I am excellent.
Awesome. Alex, did you have numbers for last week since we don't have numbers for this week yet?
Why, yes, I do. All right, gang, this is where we're standing at right now. We are at 3.39 is where our rating at. So that's 3.39 million or 3,039,039 whatever hundredths if you want to look at it, or thousands if you want to look at. No, it's hundredths. I'm sorry.
Ooh, so how far down?
So by far the lowest number that we've seen in the series. And so that concerned me just a little bit. But according to tvbythenumbers.zapit.com, we shouldn't be worried because this is TNT's highest rated show in the, I think it's the 18 to 49 demographic.
Okay.
So according to Robert Seidman of TV by the Numbers, he can almost guarantee that it will be renewed for next season.
So when should we find out about it being canceled?
You know what? Yeah, good. Probably after Comic-Con next week, because they wouldn't dare say that during Comic-Con.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any guarantees yet.
So according to, I quote, "If you're a fan of the show, there's no need for you to worry about it being canceled yet."
Okay. Hey, Alex, at the top of the show, I just wanted to run down a couple things.
Okay.
Folks, we have a Twitter account now. Yes, welcome
awesome.
to the club, right? So we are Falling Skies FP. So all together, Falling Skies FP, obviously stands for Fan Podcast. So that's just all squished together on Twitter. And then I started to do it last week and I backed off. But this week I'm doing it. I'm including Easter eggs at the end of every episode. So stay tuned for that.
Cool. Should I get my bunny ears on yet?
No. An Easter egg is just a hidden little, not necessarily hidden, but just a little extra that's added to something. So since I'm telling you about it, it's probably not that big of an Easter egg.
Well, we'll be surprised nonetheless.
Yes, you will. But last week, I got some ratings on Twitter and via email. So Wayne Henderson, he is at TIWWH. He gave it 7 out of 10 splattered skitters. I love that. I love that rating system. So another individual wanted to play along, and it was at Lost Weather Guy on Twitter. He gave it 7 out of 10 Weaver sobs. Joe emailed me and he gave it 6 out of 10 nearly sleeping sheep. And then Amber, she emailed me and gave it 7 out of 10. So you see that most people agree it was it was a C.
Yeah, C minus. C minus. I think that was fair.
Yeah. So Alex, anything else before we get into this recap?
No, as I stated, Fallen Skies is going to have a presence at Comic-Con. And for those of you that are attending Comic-Con and would like to report back into us, we would really appreciate that.
Yes.
And on this coming Friday at 4:30 Pacific time, which would be, 7:30 for us Easterners.
Yes.
That's when their panel is going to be. And
awesome.
They're at the panel. Basically, all it's going to be is a question and answer, and kind of shows you what this is what it says on the Fallen Skies website. Join us for a panel Q&A and exclusive look at what's ahead for season 2. And I was like, what do you mean what's ahead for season 2? We're like halfway done with season 2.
Nice.
But the cool part about those attending is you get a chance to get harnessed.
You'll watch more content, doggone it.
That's right. And so they'll take your picture too of you getting harnessed.
That
And
is
so
too great.
it's the prop that they had on the Youngblood episode.
Awesome. So give us a blow by blow like Johnny did when he was getting harnessed.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's not quite as cool as getting your own action figured in carbonite, but it's pretty darn close.
Real close. All right, Alex, shall we get into this?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. At the beginning of the show, we start out with this skitter war cry. And on the Falling Skies app for Android, I found out that it's composed of 44 different sounds just to make that weird, squealy sound that skitter made. And then Ben is on another rooftop, and he's gesturing just like the red-eyed skitter. So they're doing the hands to heaven routine, and I was like, wow, Ben is in lockstep, even though he is not harnessed. Strange.
Yeah, I thought it was a little odd. I'm sure glad your app was working yesterday because mine was awful glitchy. I got a couple facts here and there, but nothing. It kept on going back to the same facts over and over. So I knew something was wrong.
We've done this before. Quit it. Quit it.
But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, and I was excited because we were missing old Red Eye last episode, and he's back with us. And I'll tell you what I thought of this episode. Of course, I liked it a lot better than last week's episode.
Yes.
We'll talk about it as we talk about what's going on.
Okay. Now we're taken to Maggie and Hal, and yes, I am switching it, and I'm gonna give in and call her Maggie like everybody wants me to. So they're having a moment, so to speak, air quotes. And then I noticed this right off the bat. Does Maggie look more girly than normal in this episode?
I didn't notice her looking any more girlier than she normally would.
I'm sorry. It just kind of looked like she looked a little more girly in this episode. And I just wanted to know if you felt the same way or not. So,
well, you know what? It's kind of hard to look girly in a post-apocalyptic world where there's no showers and stuff.
Well, there is still electricity and absolutely perfect condition hospitals, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
so they're having their moment.
And what's happening is there's what do they call those skitter walker thingies?
What, the mech?
The mech. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just had another brain toot. But a mech was coming by, so they're like in that car together.
Oh yeah, they're pretty close there.
And it was funny because according to that app, see, that was the only part of it that worked, and they kept on going back to it. They spent what, three hours?
Yeah, 3 hours and 12 packs of gum.
12 packs of spearmint bubble gum, ladies and gentlemen.
I was
unbelievable.
Like, that's a lot of gum, dude. So just then there's an inbound attack, and little Matt grabs a gun, which Tom promptly takes away from him. I was like, yes, take that, snatch that gun from him. But Weaver has a plan that Tom questions. And then Ben, of course, is missing as usual. And Matt gets to get his gun back because Tom gives him an assignment: guard the medical bus. I was like, ooh, he's getting an assignment. Little guy's toughening up here. And he got his gun back. Could you believe that?
Yeah. So what, Weaver gave the gun to him?
Nope.
Tom did.
Matt just he grabbed a gun, and
Okay.
Tom snatched it from him.
Right,
And then at the end of that sequence, Tom gives Matt back the gun because he's like,
okay,
go guard Ann in the medical bus. Go guard your stepmom. No, I'm just kidding. Not really, but kind of kidding. So I was just like, wow, Tom's kind of loosening the reins, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, you know, there don't have many guys fighting, so might as well give little Matt a gun too.
I mean, it's kind of like that Captain America scene where you got to be this tall to be in the army.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
gotta be taller than your gun to be in the second mass, I think.
Plus, better not be too reckless, otherwise you'll shoot your eye out.
And Tom kind of disobey, not disobeys yet, but he kind of your goes up against Weaver, I should say.
Yeah, he really clashed with Weaver this week.
And I was like, oh, we're back to that again, are we? So we're going to have to keep our eye on that situation. All right, Tom and the Berserkers are moving in to check out the scene, but the mechs and the skitters are already down. So did you find that odd that they were already, whatever contingent they were looking for appeared to be already killed?
Well, from the evidence, I mean, you saw a lot of dead skitters,
Yes.
and then you saw mechs with like complete holes right through them.
I was
the
thinking
first thing
Pope.
I thought
Pope.
was they're setting them up for a trap or something.
Okay, I was thinking that a little bit, but I was thinking maybe Pope and Anthony. Maybe they're out there doing something because the way the holes were going through the mech, I was like, oh man, that could be a Pope round or something.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even think of Pope.
Remember how he created that round and it was really putting holes through them?
Yeah.
That mech armor. I was like, yes, that's cool. But that's what I thought initially, but obviously I'm wrong. So here is one of my candidates for the Stupid Mike Memorial Award. And it is Hal when he allegedly spots Ben under a skitter, but no, that's actually Rick. And I'm thinking, Hal, you better go get your eyes checked. I see some glowing spikes. That's Ben. No, totally wrong. Wrong answer. That is actually Rick. What did you think about that spot? Did you think that was going to be Ben?
I thought it was going to be Ben.
Oh, okay.
And lo and behold, it was Rick.
I think I knew it was going to be Rick because of how they laid out the preview last week.
Yeah. That and another thing too is did you notice Rick's hair?
It looked like a Jerry curl this week.
You know what? I don't know how old the character is. I'll search that up really quick. But it looked like he was starting to lose hair up front, if you know what I mean.
Oh, a Norwood. They call that a Norwood baldness.
So it's like he's pretty young to be having that baldness like that. But I don't know if it was that or the rest of his hair was longer and all get out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It did look kind of strange, though. That hairdo did.
Yeah.
Now, Ann is talking about Rick's wound, and Weaver thought he'd seen the last of him. I thought we'd seen the last of that boy. So Weaver wants him to get well so he can interrogate him.
Yeah, exactly. Classic Weaver.
Can you get how soon before he'll be fine? Why? So you can interrogate him? Yeah. What else do I do besides that and read Dear John letters? Now, when Weaver's leaving the medical bus, he feels some pain on that leg still. So Ann wants to take a look at his leg. Oh, was that not gross or what?
Yeah, evidently something wasn't working on the medication.
Oh, man. That was nasty.
Yeah.
So then we're taken to a scene where Maggie tells Hal to fill Tom in on Ben's spikes lighting up at the harness factory. And didn't Tom feel betrayed? He seemed like he was feeling a little betrayed by Hal.
Well, yeah, because he expected Hal to come up with that information as soon as he saw it. But lo and behold, he didn't get it.
No, he didn't get any of it. And I don't know how you feel about that, but should a brother protect another brother, or should you always just be loyal to the dad?
You know what? I can recall when as my sister and I got older, we kept things from my parents that we shared with one another.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think that
It's okay to just
I
keep
think
some
it's
secrets.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
Tom felt a little hurt by that. So now Rick is awake and he's freaking out. He says Ben is in danger, and Rick says he can find him. So he's a little hound doggy. So Tom, Weaver, Rick, and a small contingent head out searching for Ben. And I wrote at this point, Rick is like a hound dog with spikes. So he was lit up and ready to go. Now
I have some updated information on Mr. Rick here.
Oh, good.
I have a picture of him from I don't know if it was a TV show or he was on a Disney movie that I know my daughter's probably watched billions of times. And he just has a naturally high forehead. So,
okay.
So it looks like he's bald in that too, but he's a young kid. So it's just the way his
hair is growing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a high hairline.
Just a high hairline that probably he won't have within the next 2 years.
He'll be a Norwood 5. Awesome. So they find Ben, and he's freaking out as well. So he's protecting old Red Eye. And I was just like, okay, did I miss something? Where have I been? What's going on? And Red Eye is talking through Rick. So here's the thing. If the skitters are not totally in control, how are they able to communicate through the harnessed individuals?
Well, you see, as we learn, I don't know if I'm getting too much into this, but we have the skitters, and then we have the Guardians. Is that what they're called?
Overlords, I thought they called them.
Overlords?
I thought they called them the Overlords.
We have the Overlords. And so, lo and behold, we have this, I don't know if we can call it a civil war. Or...
I think it's just another invasion.
And guess what TV show I thought about as soon as this was all revealed?
Reveal.
Can anybody take a guess what previous podcast we've done?
What previous podcast we ruined?
This was very V-ish to me.
Yes, it was.
Because didn't you have the fifth column, right?
Yep. And now you have the skitter column.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Uh-oh, we're having Skype issues. Pause that thought. You have to love modern technology. Uh-oh, he's completely off. Nice. Please stand by. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, let's, where were we at?
We were talking about, I was trying to compare this to V and then it cuts out. That's my stupid computer's fault.
Oh, no. All right, we are. All right, welcome to Skype, Alex.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ratings aren't the only thing that falls out. Kidding. Okay, so you were comparing this to a fifth column on V, and we've got a skitter that is basically wants to be a refugee, so to speak. and wants to create an alliance here. So this skitter, for some reason, he poops out. And Weaver wants to kill it, and Tom's like, no, let's take it prisoner. But hey, let's not take anything from that harness factory, but let's take this thing. But I digress. So let's keep moving forward, and we'll get back into that when that comes around again. The Berserkers find some medicine in an old hospital, but just then Hal and Maggie have to get close to hide from a couple of mechs. So they have a lot of closeness in this episode. And
I thought this was funny because the first thing I thought of, the other couple that was with them, I thought, oh, those two are red shirts.
You thought Tech was a red shirt? I don't even know who.
I didn't recognize who that was at first.
Okay. Now the girl, yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah,
I was like,
I've never
she's
seen
dead.
her before.
I've seen her, but I still can't remember her name. So she's dead. That's what I was thinking.
Like red shirt. Then what was cool? They found all of this medication and stuff that Ann could really use,
Yeah,
and so they end up staying the night there.
Yeah, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here.
Okay,
let's try to get back into where we were at. But back at the camp, the gang brings the skitters. And the Berserkers discuss beer battering and eating it. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie.
That would make old Pope extremely proud.
Well, I know one listener that wasn't extremely happy about that one, but we'll get to that when it's time. So the group is pretty freaked out because they're like, "Why are you bringing this live skitter here?" So that was a nice little. Weaver said something like, "This isn't a town hall or something." Get back to business. So Ben
it's like, we got to kill this thing.
Ben has to reveal to Tom all the stuff he's been hiding, and that was a weird little shout fest. Ben seemed like a teenager right then, the way he was shouting at his dad.
Yeah, I was expecting him to get his clock clean, but
I need you to trust me.
Tom did nothing.
Tom was like, "You light up one more time, and I might light you up." No. So here's where it gets interesting. Now here's where they discuss the Skitter Rebellion. So we find out they've been battling the Overlords for 100 years. Ben says that old Red Eye and the Skitters want to form an alliance with the humans. So now we are to that point where it is revealed on the show that these Skitters are, they've been harnessed or whatnot as well. Or isn't that what we found? They were harnessed as well?
Yeah. And in fact, it was revealed that old Red Eye was harnessed himself.
Oh, gross. So they look so disgusting that it's like hard to imagine them being good people.
Yeah.
But at this point, I was like, this has got to be a trap. I'm just thinking, like, is this a different plan to get the humans?
You know what? I think that it being a trap would have been too obvious.
Okay.
And so I kind of like how they're going here.
Okay. So they're making it sound appealing here. You guys can join us and lose or whatnot. But now we have another Maggie and Hal moment, but I'm just going to breeze through that because Maggie brings up Karen. And then she tries. Well,
first, before she brings up Karen, they one other former girlfriend of Hal's is brought up, some Rita, and so they giggle about that because they're kind of making fun of her. And then all of a sudden, Karen is brought up, and things get really serious.
Yeah, hey, remember your girlfriend that's been harnessed that you didn't go after anymore? Oh yeah, her. No, I'm kidding. So Maggie tries to apologize, but Hal is like, "Oh, no big deal, no problem or whatever." And he's really passive lately.
Yeah,
he's got to get tough. Weaver wants to talk to Red Eye. Red Eye wants to talk to Tom alone now. Tom wants answers, but Red Eye says there's a death squad coming to kill, Mr. Red Eye himself and everyone there. And I don't know. I'm still confused on how are they able to talk through the harnessed people if they're not the people harnessing, if they're not in total control of the harnessing?
Well, evidently they found some way to bypass it because you know what? Aren't they the ones that are actually doing the harnessing now?
Yes.
So these overlords really don't have much to do with it.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure they're doing something to kind of bypass control to the overlords, and the skitters themselves are in control.
Back at the hospital, Hal and company find tons of medicine. Maggie is sitting on the steps and doesn't want to go in the hospital because of her bout with cancer. Now she's letting Hal feel the holes on her skull. I guess she had a bunch of tumors in her brain. And then,
yeah, that was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, that was really disturbing. You want to feel them? I was like, no. What are you, a bowling ball? No. And then Hal finally kisses her, but she pulls back and then she walks off. What was that about?
All right, this is what that was about. Remember back during the first season where Pope's group, I think it was Pope's brother, either raped her or tried to rape her.
Yes, I do remember that.
This was all trauma from that.
Okay.
That's why she did that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was not sure.
That's what I think. That's why I think she did it.
Okay. Listeners, do you guys have any different opinions? Why don't you email us, tprfans@yahoo.com. That's tprfans@yahoo.com. Love to hear any other thoughts and theories about that. So that was weird. I just thought she was like, whoa, it's a hospital. I don't have any good memories here.
Yeah.
Or something.
I understand that. But you see, Maggie, I think she has a lot of layers, a lot of mental issues that she needs to get over. And one barrier is the cancer, and then the second barrier is going to be like that. Try to have a normal relationship with a male.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I think she's still suffering from the rape incident from the first season.
So now Tom is skeptical of old Red Eye. Red Eye lays out a scenario much like how the Earth has been ravaged, saying that their planet was done in the same manner. So join us and survive, or go it alone and die. Oh, man. I don't know if I could trust those little creepy looking things. I mean, how would you would have to have somebody harnessed in order for you to communicate to them. So you'd have to leave someone harnessed, correct?
Yeah. Well, I bet both Ben and Rick can communicate.
Well, I don't think Rick's going to be doing much.
Well, we'll talk about that when that happens.
Yes.
But Tom was kind of questioning, like, why should I trust you? I've seen you kill a lot of people. And so old Red Eye's response was, well, it had to be done in order to keep the ruse.
Yeah, the overlords pleased. And he was like, you were going to kill me. He's like, no, I saved you. I'm like, oh, brother. What is this, Batman? And but Maggie gives Hal the let's be friends speech and then wants him to drop it. So they head back to camp, but just as they return, and Wayne Henderson of MediaVoiceovers.com, he loves this one. It's at night already, and the death squad is tearing stuff up, and Maggie is hurt, and Hal goes back to save her bacon. This is another instance. Didn't it seem like Hal took forever to actually get back to her and get her?
I remember I counted the bikes. There was like 3 bikes coming back. I said, well, who's missing? Must be one of the red shirts. No, it was Maggie that was missing. And so he kind of took his own sweet times. Like, yeah.
She's like, go on.
You, chick.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. No, I'm coming for you. I was like, just go get her. Don't waste any more time.
Yeah.
It was like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It was terrible. So Weaver wants to take Red Eye out, but Tom, Ben, and Rick stand in the way, and then it makes a run for it. But they're going to shoot it, so Rick jumps in front of a berserker shotgun blast, and he ate every last bit of that.
Did you see who shot, though?
Which one was it?
It was the one from last week.
Oh,
that,
Boone?
They were doing, target practice with...
Boone?
It was Boone, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So it was him that delivered the blow. Oh,
and
man.
So this is what gets my stupid Mike Memorial of the week.
Really?
Rick.
Really? So you think that was stupid of Rick to jump in the way?
Yeah, it killed him.
Allegedly. All deaths happen off screen. All right. Hal takes Maggie to Ann, and then the group has to run because of the mechs. The Death Squad. So Rick, as he's going out, as the lights are starting to go out, he gives Ben a speech about making the second mass believe old Red Eye's story. So it looks like Ben is going to be burying another buddy. That's what I wrote at this point.
Yeah, well, we get what Rick's final words.
Allegedly.
It's like his alleged final words were, "Alex, please let me win my dad's award."
He might have honestly said that. I can't confirm nor deny that. That might have happened off screen as well. So it looks like Ben's stacking up the buddies lately here. Somehow, this is where it falls down a little bit for me because somehow the second mass rolls out with the mechs without the mechs killing each and every one of them. So how do we get from imminent danger, they're right there, to we are now rolling out and whew, we're free and clear, we're out of there?
Okay, now this is what this was the biggest hole in the plot was this exact moment, because how the heck did they manage to get unscathed away from these mechs?
Yeah, 176 bodies.
Where did they go?
Yes, that's what I'm like. Those mechs didn't keep up, or they didn't do. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Conveniently, they get away. This is like imminent danger, and we're out of there. I mean, that's one heck of a go plan, where you can just, everybody's ready. All 176 are ready to roll at any time.
Right. And not only that, but guess where everybody heads to?
The l'hôpital.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's French for hospital people. All right. So now Maggie wants to know why Hal came back for her. Hal confesses that he needs her. Never do that, Hal. And then Maggie wants Hal to stay in her room until she falls asleep. I was like, what is she, like 8 now or something? Can you just stay there while I fall asleep? I was like, oh, man, that's a little kiddish, but okay, whatever.
Yeah,
now,
but that was much more childlike than what Tom wanted to do.
Oh, goodness. Now, Weaver is getting a sedative from Ann, and he's been duped. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
You gave me a sedative. So Weaver wants to see Tom, and he's mad as heck that Tom disobeyed a direct order. And Weaver is worried that Ben poses a risk to the second mass. And this is where it gets good. Because Weaver wants to know how Tom will deal, air quotes, with the situation if a hard choice has to be made about Ben in the future. And I was like, oh, man, that's a toughie. I mean, could you really ask a father?
Yeah, but Tom was kind of wondering the same thing. See, Tom knew it, too.
He knew it, but, man, could you really say that to the dad? Oh, man, I don't know. It might be something I'd just tell the berserkers. Hey, watch that kid, and if he crosses the line, off with his head. But as Weaver is going out, he he mutters how he respects Tom as he's drifting off to sleep, and Tom says it back to him. And Tom covers him up with a blanket, which I thought was a little corny.
Aww.
I thought that was a little corny. I was like, oh, no. Don't make Weaver kind of... I mean, you're already making him cry every few weeks. Don't make him a little baby. And this is where I think you were talking about.
Okay, yeah, this next scene.
Where Tom and Ann are having an exchange, and just then... this guy, Jamil, gets the lights on. Oh, MacGyver himself, Jamil, gets the lights to come on. And Tom is looking for a room for him and Ann. And I was like, okay, that takes away my get a room comment, because you are seriously searching for a room. Did you?
They got a room, man. You know what? The electricity, evidently he's the type of guy that likes it when the lights are on.
Did you notice how immaculate the hospital was?
Yeah, what was up with that?
I'm like, you're in a destroyed world, and this hospital is perfect condition. It's not dusty. It's not disheveled. In war, if you're the enemy in war, wouldn't you take out communications? Check. Go to the food and water sources. Check. Right. They've done that. But wouldn't you also stop the medical facilities?
Yeah.
You don't want their soldiers getting back into battle? Please. So that was a big, bad problem for me. And we got power. You don't need to go to Charleston now. Jamil will just rig up anything you want.
And I think it's funny because I don't think we see Jamil at all in that episode, but he's mentioned.
And that's about it. That's amazing.
Yay, Jamil.
So on the roof at the very end, Ben is zoning out, and then Matt comes to see him. Ben says he has a secret to share with Matt, and it is that Ben is going to go away for a while. What was that about?
Well, see, I think Ben was going to make that decision easy, and he was going to leave himself. But you know what? I thought for sure something weird like him pushing Matt off the roof was going to happen right there. No one's supposed to know this secret.
I thought about it, and then I said, no, he wouldn't do that. Or would he? Yeah, that could have been pretty scary. Situation to get thrown off that 3-foot mock rooftop. But next week's episode is titled Homecoming, and here's a brief synopsis. Hal happens upon bodies of deharnessed kids and encounters a person from his past, Karen. Elsewhere, Tom and Ann inch closer together. Some more love stuff. And health issues plague Weaver. So Weaver's going to look like, what was it, Smallville, where Clark chest started burning up?
So evidently what's going to happen, they'll probably have to tear his leg right off.
Nice. I'll be tuning in for that. We got an amputation. Ann alluded to that this week, by the way.
Yeah.
Old school medicine where they cut stuff off.
That's right. That she did.
That is awesome.
Now, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the show after Falling Skies, The Great Escape. Is that what that's called?
I don't watch that show.
Well, anyway, I saw the sneak peek to the next episode, and it looks pretty good. I was stoked.
Yes, I hunted down the episode, and it looks like a cat fight could ensue. That's what I got out of it. So.
Yeah, and see. I think that in and of itself is going to crank the ratings right up.
We got two blondes duking it out. Ratings are through the roof. Worked for V. All right, Alex, it's time to hand out the Stupid Mike Memorial Award for the character in this episode that did the most idiotic thing. I'm saying Hal for his a long amount of time it took him to react to actually go get Maggie, and then the whole buzzkill in the car scene. So I'm saying Hal. Well, who are you saying?
Okay, I was saying Rick for jumping in front of a fired weapon. 'Cause who in their right mind would have done that? Nobody. It takes somebody of stupid Mike's kin to do something like that.
That right there alone, because he eats the shotgun. Rick, this is for you, my friend, for your outstanding stupidity in this episode. You have the Stupid Mike Memorial Award. Oh,
and
beautiful.
Unfortunately, it might be his last time he'll get to earn that.
And Rick was unable to come up and accept this award because he is off-screen dead. And Alex, can I give you a couple of feedbacks?
Yeah.
That we got. So, hey, guys, love the podcast. With the way this season is progressing, doesn't it feel like they are very confident that they're coming back for another season, given the pacing of the past 2 episodes? Doesn't it feel like things are being answered in very small increments? Thanks, guys. This was from Joe, and we've heard from Joe before. So thank you, Joe.
And Joe, my comment to that was they did the same thing with V, and look what happened with V.
Ooh, ouch. Oh, unnecessary roughness.
Right. That was canceled right immediately after the second season.
That is true. So here we go
with no closure.
Zero closure. So here we go with another one. Hey, Hank and Alex. So another episode down, and it seems the skies aren't the only thing falling. Have you guys seen the ratings? This is James, obviously. And it's not too much of a surprise. I didn't think I could hate anything as much as I hated the Jimmy storyline, but now we have the Margaret Hal love story. It's the most vomit-inducing effort yet. It lacks anything real or surprising. By the way, Hal gets my Stupid Mike award when Margaret is lying on top of you in the back of the car. You don't talk about your ex. And then he said, and who would have guessed that after the kiss, Margaret would have said no to a relationship? I was shocked. Not really. Speaking of unoriginal plot devices, so Red Eye is the head of the Skitter Resistance. Now, didn't we participate in another podcast that had that in a TV show? So you and James are on the same page right there. I see Di got another line in this week's episode. His agent is really working his butt off. He says, oh, and what idiot said throw another shrimp on the Barbie? Please, no more Australia references. We don't even have the show on TV here yet. Now, last week you asked me for a rating, and I would call last week's show a solid 4 out of 10. This week is a 2. Oh, ouch.
Oh, wow.
Let's not put James on America's Got Talent or anything like that. I gave you a 0.5. You're like, what? So he said this episode was completely popeless. Oh, yeah, that's true. We need our Pope fix. So maybe that's the problem. Keep it coming, guys. Thanks for all your hard work. And he says, P.S. Instead of rock, paper, scissors, we play Red Eye, Ricky, Shotgun. Shotgun always beats Ricky. Thank you, James. You are awesome, man. You are awesome. You always add to the show. I love it. I love that. So, Alex, you and James had some similar thoughts on that, but what would you rate this show out of 10, this episode?
Well, what did I do, 7.5 or 7 last time?
You did a 7 last week, I believe.
Okay,
I did a 6, you did a 7.
I would say 8 this time.
Okay, I would say a 7 this time. I liked the whole Skitter situation where it just adds a whole different dynamic to the storyline now. And I kind of like that, but there was a lot of corny stuff in this one.
Well, I think a lot of people were disappointed with the Margaret Hale interaction. And I thought some of it was good, but I think James nailed it when he said, you know what, you're alone with a girl and she's on top of you. What do? You just talk about old girlfriend? Come on.
It's time to bring up the past. So, folks, if you want to contact us like James and like Joe did and others, you could do so in one of three ways. You can email us at tprfans@yahoo.com. That's tprfans@yahoo.com. You could call in a voicemail at +1 810 309 8445. That's +1 810 309 8445. Regular toll charges do apply for that, though. Or you can hit us up on Twitter at Falling Skies FP. That's at Falling Skies FP, all squished together, all one word. Alex, any final thoughts before we go off the air?
No, we're at over the halfway point now. We have next episode will be episode 6. Then we'll have 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10 will be all on the same night. So we're kind of closing to the end. And like I said, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen next week with Karen.
Yeah, and there's several characters that are supposed to be in season 2 that I have not seen yet, and I'm hoping are coming up soon here.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little impatient. You know how they show how many episodes they're in? Well, that's kind of fake, unless they're stand-in somewhere or something. Because I'm like, wait a minute, no, they couldn't be in that many episodes because they haven't appeared yet. So I'm getting a little nervous. Getting a little nervous.
So it's going to be good to see Karen again and how she's going to interact with Maggie. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to have that chick fight.
Yep.
Chick fight.
Let me take my heels off and get some grip. Oh, awesome. So, Alex, I think it's going to be say goodbye and then Easter egg time, if you don't mind.
All right.
But
we'll see everybody.
For Alex Cruz, I'm Hank Davis. Until next time, my friends, we're signing off.
See ya.
All right, Alex, let's play this rock, paper, scissors, red eye, Ricky shotgun game that James told us about. 1, 2, 3. Ricky. Oh, yeah. I guess shotgun beats Ricky. Yep. Ow.